How's it going? I'd say you all probably have had a better day than I have. Hopefully, at least. So, yeah, we got a lot of venting to do today. And this stream was actually supposed to be earlier, but me and one of my coworkers decided to vent together after work for like a half an hour in the parking lot. So, yeah, a little late, but that's all right. Um, so we are going to spill the tea, alright? And if I had thought beforehand to separate some things here on the stream, I was going to literally spill the tea here on my kotatsu. But I forgot about that, so oh well. Thanks. Yeah, I think I got quite a bit of it out actually. When me and her were venting in the parking lot, because we had a lot of similar complaints. But yeah, so I have a list. So many things. And these things would not bug me. I'm venting for work stuff, by the way. These things would not bug me as much if they would stay consistent and not like pick and choose and be hypocritical about it, you know? Um so like okay, what really ticked me off today was so I went to work and it's business casual is how you're supposed to dress, okay? And I was wearing a just like a plain just tank top, not spaghetti strap or anything like revealing, you know, and a skirt. And apparently that was revealing. Apparently it was way too revealing. Um, Even though that I've worn things that are even more revealing than that, like spaghetti straps or more plunging necklines, um, or more see-through as well, mind you. So they told me I had to go home and change. So I did. I went home, I changed, came back. They had no problem after that. Okay. Well, apparently I wasn't the only one they talked to today. There was another girl, the one that I was talking to after work for like a half an hour, and she was wearing like business slacks, some like small heels, and like a nice looking like I'd call it business casual. Just regular, shirt. Like it wasn't like a fancy blouse or anything, but it wasn't like, some sweatshirt or something either. And apparently they complained to her too. Said that hers was too tight fitting and it was loose. Let me tell you, it was loose. Like, I mean, it was baggy. Not tight fitting at all. And see, this doesn't sound like anything, right? Okay? But when the boss walks around wearing stuff that she doesn't even have to bend over and you can see things, you know? That's very hypocritical. And when others in the office wear things like sweatpants when you're in an office, or, blue jeans, which are not office wear, it makes it very, very irritating. Not only that, but apparently people can just, wear rompers and show a little camel toe, I guess. I guess that's all right, apparently. Um, but what normal people wear is not. I don't understand it. And the other girl, when we were ranting about it, she said that the other day, see, she goes jogging after work, and she was going to change. Well, she did. She changed into more comfortable clothes to jogging because you're not going to jog in office wear. And so she put that on. She changed, like she was already off the clock. She changed and was leaving the building, and she got in trouble for it because she was told that customers could see her leaving the building like that and would associate her with the company in those clothes. Like, what the fuck? She's off the clock. She is off the clock doing her own thing. You have no say in that. No say whatsoever. That is not your place. Like, what? Who are you? Who do you think you are? I mean, seriously. It's ridiculous. Hey, how's it going? We're just getting started. Basically, you missed, ranting about dress code. Because, oh god, I disappeared for a second. Because apparently they thought that a plain shirt and a plain skirt, was too revealing. Like, okay, if there's any guys in the chat, I'm sorry, but, so this may be TMI, but, like, I cannot help my cup size. I cannot help my, like, I can't help hourglass figure and, you know, clothes hug in certain places. I cannot help that. That's just how it is. That's how clothes are made. I can't fix that. That's not in my control. But, yeah, so, I mean, I've worn skimpier things. Not skimpy, but, you know, like, this was very, very covered up. And, like, I've worn spaghetti strap and, you know, kind of plunging to the point I'm, like, pulling it up all day long and it's irritating even me. And nobody's ever said anything. I think they just, like, designer things. Well, I ain't got the money for that crap. So, they're just gonna have to get over it. Yeah. So, oh, and then you missed about how my coworker gets in trouble for changing, when she's off the clock into something else and then leaving the premises looking like that. In, like, sweatpants because she's gonna go for a run. Because they think they own her on time that they're not paying her. Ooh, art class. Cool, cool. What you drawing? I'd love to see. You should post it in Discord. Okay, so let's see. On to the next, ranting thing here on the list. Okay, and yes, I made a list. I was so ticked off. Like, I honestly, you guys don't get a lot of it right now because her and I talked for a half an hour after work. That's why this is late. And I got a lot of it off my chest. So, you guys are really only getting, like, the very, very little of it. So, yes, definitely post it. I'd love to see. So, not only did they call me in there for that, but they also said, mentioned skirt lengths. Let me tell you, my skirt came down to my knees, and it wasn't a skirt, it was a skort. So there were shorts underneath it. Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Definitely put that in the art channel in there. But yeah, so, and like I said, mine are always a lot longer because I don't feel comfortable walking around an office with, like, everything hanging out down there, you know? Or up there, you know, either one. Yet, she does. It's very hypocritical. Like, be consistent, please. And, okay, so, let me, bleh. Okay. Getting ahead of myself here. Alright, so, not only did they call me back for that, but they also had the nerve to say that, to remind me of some extra training that they would like me to do. Not, you know, for doing bad job or anything like that, but, like, to get, more specialized in a certain field there. I'm trying to keep this kind of vague as possible. But, yeah, to kind of get specialized in a certain field and, you know, make more money and do more things for them, right? I already do a whole hell of a lot for them. Let me tell you. Okay, when I first started, they had 4 people working the job that I was hired to do. All right, 4 people. There was only one left. Just one. So when I started, they were so far behind on their paperwork and stuff that things went back to 2012. 2012. They still had things from the 90s down in the basement that I had to go through, but that's not even the majority. Like, the majority of it went back to 2012. And so I got them caught up from what these 4 girls could not do in the several years that they were there. I got them caught up in less than like 4 months. Up to like 2 days date. And so I was already doing the job of 4 people. I mean, so then you know, I did some extra training and, you know, got a, I guess they'd call it a promotion, but not really, because I'm still doing all that other stuff, but now this new stuff too, on top of it. And so now I'm doing the job of like 5 people, plus having to be a gopher for some of the other people who have been there a lot longer and don't know what they're doing or don't know how to do things. And because, see, like, they're all older ladies and they don't understand tech at all, and it's really irritating. Like, when I first started, they said, "Oh yeah, we're paperless." Oh yeah, you're not paperless. You are not paperless. With all the boxes of freaking paper that I had to go through, that I had to carry up and down stairs into their flooded basement, they are not paperless. No, they're still not paperless. And this is several years later. But anyway, I was sidetracking. So yeah, she had the nerve to bring that up and be like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll need you to do this so you can make sure to get that extra designation on there, and, you know, it'll come with a little bit more money and blah 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 blah." And yeah, no, I don't care about that. Like, they could pay me $50 an hour and I would not care, because I don't like this job. I don't like it. I want to be doing animation for somebody, and then, like, I would be fine with that. Oh yeah, speaking of animation, look back here. You see the TV? I put all of your all's fan art and fanimations on there, and it just kind of scrolls through. So if you guys ever have anything and you want it shown, send it in. I'll put it on there. Promise. So, yeah, back to the story. So they were like, "Oh yeah, you know, you got this training that you still want to do, and blah 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 blah." I never said I wanted to do it to begin with. They just mentioned that they wanted me to do it because they need people that are more knowledgeable, because everyone else, like I said, they're all older ladies. They're getting ready to retire. Sorry. Throat's a little dry. I don't have any water. Oh well. Might take a break in a little bit to grab some then. But yeah, no, I looked her dead in the eyes, and I was like, and I said this the nicest way possible, but I'm sure there was still some sass in it. I said, "Well, right now, with everything that's going on, and that you're changing, I'm not gonna say her name, but we'll put her as my only help, to another office. You're in the midst of doing that, and, you know, we're trying to find someone else to come help. I think I'm gonna hold off on that for now, because it's just a lot at the moment." And then they tried to convince me, because, see, right now I'm sitting in like one of those banker teller chairs where they're really high and your legs dangle, which hurts your back, and it's very hard, and I don't like that either. It was to the point that, because, see, there's 2 bosses and they're married, okay? So it was to the point that he had came out and sat in my chair one day, and when he hopped up in it, he literally said, "Oh, that's as hard as a rock." And yeah, so it took, after that incident, it took probably 2 or 3 months, if not longer, to get a new chair with some cushion, but now there's no back. So that's irritating too. But yeah, so then they were like, "Well, we're trying to put you in a desk soon, so that way you can, take over one of these positions for these other ladies, that's going to be retiring. And they're like, "Oh yeah, and it'll come with a little bit higher salary too." Like it's not going to convince me. If I don't like the job, it's not going to convince me. It's just not. So, um, let's see. What else do I have on my list here? Because there's a lot. Um, gosh, I've just went all over the place on this. Okay, so you know how I said that like everybody's older and I've got to help everybody out, which is fine. I don't mind that. But when you read me so thin, you stretch me out to the point that I have to do the tiniest little tasks for people that should be capable of doing it themselves. Like, I mean, like we all have to scan in certain things and transfer certain things and blah 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 blah. So when they're trying to make me their own personal assistant and I am not, that is not my job description. And it's something very simple that they can be doing too, and it gets me behind on my stuff, and then I get yelled at for being behind on my stuff, and it's just, it's not right. It's not. But I don't mind helping, because I'm a nice person, and I'm gonna help them because they're older ladies and whatever, but they know better. Like they seriously do. Um, okay, so me and this other girl, we're the main ones that get the phone, right? Or the drive-through, or the people that come in, and so constantly on the phone. I kid you not. Like each of us get probably 70 or more phone calls a day. Um, and when it's just me there, or me and the other girl, and we're both busy, clearly busy. Like, we have a person in front of us, or we have the phone up against our ear, and then the other line starts ringing. Well, one of the ladies will help. One of the other ones, they'll help. Um, then the other one, yeah, she'll help once in a while if she realizes that we're busy. It might go 2 or 3 rings for them, and that's fine. They'll help. But this other lady, she literally will look over at us and give us a look like, "Aren't you gonna answer that? Hello? Like, get the phone. What do you think I'm doing? I mean, I'm not just talking to some invisible person in front of me. I'm not just like holding a phone against my ear with no one on the other line. I mean, what? What? I have to literally tell her, "I'm busy, can you get that?" And then she will go, "Oh," and try to get it, or say, "Oh, I can't pick it up, it won't work." Even though we've seen her do it before when it's a call she's waiting on. Very irritating. Very irritating. There was something else I was gonna go with that, and I don't remember at this point. I went off on another tangent. It's tiring. Oh my gosh. And okay, so you know, they want us to take our time and use it wisely, which is great. I mean, I love finding shortcuts to do things, to make things more efficient, because it makes my life easier, it makes everyone else's life easier. That's my thing. That's fine. That was actually something that a previous boss wanted me to do on pretty much everything and teach everybody else how to do whenever I found something new, because it saved her time, it saved her money, saved us time, saved us headache. Um, and this, oh my god, what just happened to me? What in the world? Um, so yeah, so here, now, I was keeping like a little running list of things that I was still waiting on, because there were certain things we have to send out from the office, and some things you have to send all together, right? Well, I would make like a little list when I was doing this position. Okay? when we got the new girl, she started taking that over, and then I started doing more of the other thing that I finally got, I guess, promoted, if that's how they want to word it, to. Um, Basically just more responsibilities on top of the old ones, that's all. And, so anyway, I had my own little list of, like, you know, oh, I'm waiting on this to send this out, and, well, we have this in, so that way, when I was asked what I had, I didn't have to go through my whole stack of, like, over 100 packets of things, and I'm not exaggerating, to answer their question. Well, she had the nerve to look at me and say, "Isn't that a waste of time?" What? What? I'm saving time, so I don't have to go through this every single time they ask. So then you know what she does? Several months later, when the other girl is on it, she gives a printed off list that she wants us to go through every last one of them and write the day we get it, the day we send it out, what we have, what we're missing, and keep track of it that way. Which takes like 3 or 4 times as long as what I was doing. It doesn't make any sense. And like, okay, so for these things we're supposed to send out, we're supposed to send them out like a month beforehand, okay? Which is fine. Well, when I first started, they were almost 6 months behind of where they needed to be. I got them caught up by myself. By myself. Okay? Because the other girl that was there when I started, she had quit. She left. She ran out of that hellhole. She was gone. So by myself, I got them caught up to what was just coming in that day, which was already like a month or two or whatever it is ahead from where it needs to be. I got them caught up. Caught up. Well, this other girl, when she started, they gave that to her, and then, I moved on, like I said, and it was getting behind. But not really behind. It was back down to being a month ahead, where they wanted it to be, right? Well, apparently a month ahead was no longer good enough. It was just, it was too slow now. We gotta get it out faster. Faster, faster. So now I have to go back and help her do that stuff on top of all the other new stuff that I got to do. And they give us like 50 more each day. I mean, that's how many we got today. We got in 50 more. 50 more of these things. And each of these things, we have to go through and prep them. Each of these packets, we have to go through and prep them. As in making copies, stapling, putting other flyers and things with them. We have to prep them. We have to check them with previous versions of them. See what's different, what's the same. Rewrite all of that stuff that we just checked on a separate sheet of paper. Give it to somebody else. Wait to hear back from them. And then do a letter and send it out. That crap takes time. Especially for that many things. Especially, there's so many lines on each page in the packet that has to be checked. It's almost like editing, where you go through and you have to check like the grammar and the wording and blah 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 blah. Editing isn't the right word, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And so it's like that on each of these packets that we have to do, along with dealing with every other responsibility. And it's very annoying. Very annoying. Yes. Yes. Gotta take a breather for a second. So, why take a break? What's new with you guys? Anything? Anything at all? Because I've been talking nonstop for like a half an hour now. And I feel like I'm going 90 miles an hour. Not much new. Well, lucky you, I guess. Okay. Alright, let's dive back in. Because, like I said, I've got a list of things. A list. Oh, back to the changing thing, by the way. So, one of them, because you know there's two bosses. Ooh, you finally decided? What'd you decide on? Well, what'd you decide on? You've got me in anticipation. Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. Are you usually good at like I mean, is it something you're more like comfortable with or something you're trying to like challenge yourself with? If that makes sense. Oh, okay. Have you started it? Ah, slacker. Ah, okay, okay. Well, good, good. It's nice to challenge yourself. Sorry, guys. I'm still a little sick. Okay, there, what? I know I'm angry right now, but take away the angry face. There we go. Oh, yeah. A lot of things I have to try to find reference for still. Um, but it's always better to find the reference because otherwise things can come out looking a little wonky. Woohoo! Definitely show us when you're done, or at least whatever progress you make today, because I'd love to see it. Okay. Let me look at my list here and figure out what else we're gonna get into. Oh, let's continue with the phones a little bit. So, you know how I said that for anyone else, like if we're busy and the phone goes off, it's like on the second or the third ring, something like that. Or sometimes it even goes to voicemail because they think they're too good to answer the phone. Um, well, they don't ever get fussed at. For me and the other girl, if it's more than one ring, no matter what we're doing, whether we're finishing up with somebody else or what, no matter what we are doing, if it's more than one ring, we get fussed at. You need to answer the phone faster. What the? Do you want us to, like, magically. Like. My brain is not working. Do you want us to, like, magically be able to read the mind of the person on the other line that they're gonna call in and pick up the phone before it even rings? Like, how is that possible? It's not. Oh yeah, and then the with the unnecessary extra paperwork. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of checklists and stuff to do too. And we have to double check everything. And the checklists were not originally a part of the job. It was something she made when those four girls were here. That they got so far behind on. But I think she's got PTSD because she still has us do them, and it's very, 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 very annoying. So, oh, and speech as well. So when I went back there, and you know they said all that stuff, and they were trying to sugarcoat it by adding in some praises here and there. And so they were like, "Oh yeah, you're the way you speak with people is very professional, and when you're on the phone, it's professional, and your emails are all professional, and blah 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 blah." Well, great, yeah. I mean, I know how to speak professionally in that setting when I have to. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not like rocket science. Yet, some of the other ladies, they don't know how to spell, because I've went through and looked at their notes. They don't know how to spell at all. They don't know what certain words are and when they're used, because they use other words or words that do not even exist. Or words that don't mean what they're trying to mean. Uh, it's just, I don't even, like, what? Okay, like, okay. Sorry. I've got, I've got that one set on like a hand setting, so when I touch my face or put my hands in front, because I'm very animated, it likes to make me look mad. Grr. I put it on like sticking my pinky out, so like I'm flipping you all off. But okay. Anyway, like what? So like okay. So the word drawer, right? For a cash drawer. Because, you know, we do payments and other stuff like that too. They'll put drawl. 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 I don't even know how to pronounce how they write it, but it's like DRAWAL, drawl or something. I don't know. Like that's not the word. That's not what it is. That's not how it works. That's not the English language. I don't know what that is. That's only one example. Like there's a lot. And honestly, there's certain customers that, like, you know, each of us get that we have to deal with based on alphabet. And I have more from other people's alphabet say they want me and, like, force me to be the person that deals with them than anybody else in any of our offices. We have 4 offices. I have so many extra people. And all those people that I talk to or that want me like that, I don't talk to them like that. I just talk to them like they're a normal person. I don't talk to them all like professional and blah blah blah. No, I talk to them down to earth, down to earth, and I tell them what's real, you know, and my own opinion on the thing, and like agree with them on certain things that, you know, I agree with them on, for like prices of things going up, and tell them tips and tricks on how to make things go back down, and ways to like cheat the system, I guess. I don't know how you want to word it, but like I talk to them like normal, not like I'm some stuck up snobby professional that only wants their money. Because I don't trust people like that, so why would they want to trust me when I act like that? Like, no. And, yeah, so, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, because I guess, this was where I was going, because apparently, way before, with one of these said clients, my boss did not like the way that I was emailing them, instead of like calling them, or just how, like, the wording I was emailing them with, even though it was still very professional sounding. But the problem she had was with my closure. Yeah, shock, right? Okay. See, our little dragon buddy gets it. But it was with the closure, okay? So it said, thank you, comma, and then underneath it was my name, right? Okay. She said, no, the comma needs to be a period, and then you need to put 3 spaces before your name. What? I have never, ever heard of that. Like, what? Does that even... Okay, first off, does that even make a difference? Does that really matter? Is the other person going like, oh, they didn't put a period here, they put a comma? Oh, there's not spaces before their name? Oh man, I'm not gonna do business with them. What? No, that's retarded. So honestly, I'm so tired of the petty, like, nitpicking crap like that I only leave my signature that way whenever I'm emailing her. if I'm emailing anybody else, I backspace it because it's preset. I backspace it all the way up to the period, and I put in my comma, and I like don't have any of the spaces, anything. I'm just like, yeah, take that. I'm such a menace, right? But yeah, so I've actually had people complain so much so on some of the other workers that are like the boss's best friends. Um, they've complained to me about them and have asked for me at that point. Yeah, see, that is how you're supposed to end an email. But apparently, she thinks she knows better because she took some business class or something. Well, guess what? That's not how you're supposed to end an email. I didn't take a business class, but we did do a little bit of business stuff in school, and that was never taught like that ever. Never, ever, ever. And like, oh, speaking of other things, you know how I said we send out letters with these packets? Well, sorry guys. Well, in those letters, um, you put their address at the top, even though the letter's never seen. It's mixed in with the packet stuff. You don't use that as the mailing address, so I don't know why that's on there. First of all, but then the ending down at the bottom, um, they want 4 spaces between the ending and then the person's name, so that way they can sign, like physically sign the letter, right? Even though last year it had to be 3 spaces, and we're just reusing the letters from last year, yet we're getting fussed at because it's not 4 spaces this year. Like, are we just adding a space every year? Where do they come up with this? I don't understand. It's very... I just don't understand. I don't understand. Please tell me why. Oh, thank you for the follow. Hola, Dorito. Okay, I only know a little Spanish. I'm part Puerto Rican. And I took Spanish in school, but it's been a long, long time. I'm gonna assume that means something along the lines of yes, very annoying. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, don't translate. Okay, all right. I won't translate it then. Well, wait. Now you want. Now I want to know what it says. Like I want to translate it. I feel like I have to know now. You're telling me to that I'm not allowed to do something. Don't you know the reverse psychology in that? But I want to know. I'm from the East Coast on the U.S. Sorry. Let's see. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh, the letters. The letters, right. Oh, that's fine. I'll just translate it later. No problem. You've piqued my curiosity now. Oh, you don't want me to translate it now on stream? Are you sure? You're wanting me to? What? Cause you telling me that makes me want to. It really does. Do it. Do it. Well, what? Let's see. Maybe should I try Google Translate? Google doesn't know anything. Google knows nothing. Let's see. Let's see. let me try and Google this. Maybe if my phone will cooperate here. Let's see. Google translates it as, hello, a little bit really cool. Yeah, I don't think that's the right translation, Google. And if it is, it's very broken English. A very broken English translation. I think Google needs a little bit of work in how they reword things. Sorry, guys. I really should have brought some water. Gosh, I'm like jerking all over the place here. Like, I need I need a way to like lock myself so that way when I go back, I don't like disappear. Oh, that is. Oh, I don't know if I should believe that. uh, okay, let's see. What else was that? Oh yeah. So uh, I lost it again. um, let me look over my list of things to rant about. Um, oh, on that thing also where they called me back there and they told me, go home, change, come back. Um, so one of the bosses, because like I said, they're a married couple, right? One of them is very pro paying you for your time. Like, if I had to work at another office, he would pay me to go there. He would give me money for lunch because, it's inconvenient. It's extra mileage on my car, it's extra gas on my car. Oh, no, I do have Mexican friends. That's kind of why I said I would figure it out while I was off stream later. Yeah, I've got friends a little bit of everywhere. So I've got pen pals in other countries. I've got like snail mail ones. I've got email pen pals. Got some friends that moved to some different states and countries and stuff. So I'm sure I can figure it out. Yeah. Um. So yeah. So one of them will. He's very pro, like, oh yeah, this is inconvenient for you. It's extra gas in your vehicle. It's extra wear and tear. We'll pay you for that time, right? Okay. The other one, she is like, oh no, you need to just go there and use your own time. And then once you get there, we'll pay you, right? Okay. So thankfully, the other one, he would usually reimburse me whenever she would try to pull that trick. Um, so I don't have anything against him. But so today when they were like, "Oh yeah, go home and change cuz your shirt's too revealing even though it's not." Like I came home to change and even mom questioned it and she looked at the shirt and let me tell you, she used to work in doctors' offices where they were extremely strict on dress code. And she looked at it and she said, "What's wrong with that shirt? Like there's nothing wrong with that. What's the problem?" So, it's not just me. Um but yeah, so anyway, um she was like, "Yeah, go home and change." And so I was gonna say, "So, do you want me to go now, or?" And then I was gonna finish the sentence by saying, "Go on lunch." So I'm off the clock, because I know how she is. And before I could finish, she cut me off, and she's like, "Go now." And so he chimed in and he looked at me and he said, "And you don't have to clock out or anything. We'll pay you. Um, while you go home and change. Don't worry about it." And when he said that, she gave him the evilest death glare. Like, did you just say what I thought you said? Like, what? You're gonna pay her to go fix this mistake that she did? It's gonna be on our time, not hers? Like, she just. What? she... Why? Like, quit being such a word I'm gonna be nice enough not to say. I can say it in another language if you want me to. Like Spanish. Yeah. We won't go there though. Yeah. So that's just it's very annoying. All right. Let me go through my list here. We got close. Okay. Oh, let me tell you about the new rules. Okay. So I have never ever ever heard of any like workplace doing this. So if you guys have, please tell me because I've never heard of it. So, okay, you know how if you start a job and then most of them you have to work there for so long in order to get PTO or vacation days or, sick hours, whatever you want to call them wherever you're at, right? Well, okay, so this one you have to work for a year before you can get any of that. Right. Right, exactly. So you have to work a year before you can get anything. So you've put in a year's worth of time to get it used to be 1 week paid vacation. Well, not really a week, a work week. 5 days. Um but they recently did change it to two, thankfully, because otherwise you had to have been there for like 10 years before you got 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. Like, even Walmart, when I worked there, they had a better PTO policy than that, even for part-time workers. So, hats off to you, Walmart. But anyway, so you have to work there for a whole year before you can get your vacation, right? Well, they sent out a new thing in an email stating that the new work policy is, so this is not even something that we signed to agree upon or whatever. And there was nothing in the original that I recall, because I actually read everything that I sign, stating that, they can change things at any time and your signature here basically binds you to that. Yeah, there was nothing like that that I recall. So anyway, they sent out an email stating that that if you quit within the first 6 months of the year, you forfeit any vacation days you have. And if you've already used them, you have to pay it back to the company. They will take it out of your last paycheck. What? Have you all heard of that? Like, you already did your time for that first year to earn it. And they're trying to make you pay it back if you quit? That doesn't make any sense. I have never, ever heard that. Have you all heard anything like that? I mean, no one else in the office has heard of it, and they were all very in shock and awe. No, see? So, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. And, yeah, exactly. Like, you've already worked that whole year, and let's say you took, because I know when I worked at Walmart, a lot of people would take their vacation, like, whatever the last, like, week or two that they had left to work was, so technically they would leave work early, earlier than, their resignation or whatever. But, like, so let's say it's like May, alright, and you take your vacation, and then come, like, the last day in June, you decide you're not gonna take this crap anymore and you quit. You have to pay back that vacation. You've already been there not only the year to earn the vacation, but the half a year. Like, it... There are no words. There's just no words. I mean, why do that to your employees? Why? And, okay, so not most, but a lot of jobs out there will give you a lot more vacation, especially if you're in another country. Like, screw America, they don't give you crap. But, like, a lot of them will give you, 3 weeks. You can earn a month's worth, like 4 weeks vacation, right? No, this job, you have to be there at least the year to get the 2 weeks, which, like I said, it was like 5 years or something for 2 weeks. And then you only got, like, the week if you had been there for a year. But they upped it to 2 weeks. And then to get 3 weeks vacation, to get that one extra week, you have to be there for 10 years. 10 years. No, thank you. They also have no maternity leave. The girl that was staying there, it's like it's a hotel or something. The girl that was there when I started, she was pregnant, and had had the baby, before I started. But she was pregnant while she was working there, and she was telling me about it. And she said that basically she worked up until like the day before she went into labor. To simply put, like there was no maternity leave, there was no like grace period, nothing, and she had to come back to work. Like there was no, because there's no pay, there's nothing. So immediately as she came out of the hospital, she had to come back to work so she could get money to pay for her hospital bills for having her baby. That that's not right. Like I wish the US would adopt more views from other countries on on a lot of this stuff. Sorry, I gotta take a breather again. I've been talking for an hour. Dang. Maybe I still did have a lot of ranting to do. Yeah, let me take a look at my list here. Oh yeah, so other times they'll nitpick and stuff on like the tiniest little details that don't matter to anybody but them. Um and there was one day. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I remember. Um so okay, so you know how I said they have all these lists, right? And checklists and whatever that we're supposed to be doing. Well, I think she has PTSD from those four girls. I swear it, because she had a list of things, and it was not like a normal list, like it was something she made of things that we had to go through every single day, like a checklist, and then we had to keep another running tally of everything that we did. Every last phone call, every last person that came in there, every last packet that we worked on, and like people's accounts that we worked on, each little thing that we did in there. Um, we had to keep a running list, a tally of how many things. That's how I know I have over 70 phone calls every single day. You don't think I'm really counting those like in my head all day long, do you? No. No, that's how I know. Because we've had to literally tally them up every single day. She recently let us stop doing that because she realized, oh, these girls are working. They're actually doing stuff, not like those other girls. And we kind of complain that, it's wasting our time. And we forget half of the stuff that we have to put on there because we're so freaking busy. And, so the tallies aren't right anyway because they're missing stuff. And, so now it turned to, instead of a physical tally, it's an email. And we can just keep, like, the running number. We don't have to, like, actually physically tally everything. And then we can kind of just list, like, phone calls, drive through, whatever. We don't have to number how many of those we had, right? So, on one of them, we got a new girl in. Okay. And she didn't even last a day, let me tell you. She was doing the training on the computer, which I completely forgot about. So in my email, I had put, help train new hire. Because, well, I figured I'm not going to remember to put this in later. I'm going to forget. And then, it's one less thing that she's going to know that I'm doing. And I'm going to get fussed at for not helping to train, right? So I put that on there, and then I kind of forgot about it, right? And so when I had sent my email, I didn't even think that, oh, she was doing the computer training. Her training with me will be tomorrow. I didn't even think about that. And, so I had sent the email, and it was on there, and she emailed back. She was like, you didn't train her today. So that was like the first email I came back to the next morning. And, or not the next morning, no. It took 2 days. It took 2 days to figure this out. Because the next day, I had, like, I copy and paste the whole, like, tally email thing so that way I can just change the numbers of the things that I do and not have to retype all this crap. And, so I just copied and pasted everything. I didn't even pay attention that I still had that line on there, alright? And, so after that day when I had sent that one, she had emailed back and said, "You didn't train her. She wasn't here today. She didn't come back for day 2. I wonder fucking why." I wonder why she didn't come back for day 2. So I nicely, very, very nicely, responded to the email and said, because she had sent 2 emails, right? Because one for each of them. And the first one I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I put it on there before I realized she still had computer training to do, just so I wouldn't forget about it, right?" So that's what I put in the first one. I was really nice about it. And the second one that she sent right after that, I said, I did like that, "As per my last email." I didn't word it like that, but I was like, I basically I did though, because I said, "As I said, I forgot it was on there, and I copied it over. My bad." Like, again, those weren't my exact words, but it had the same sass to it because I was getting fed up. And so she responded with, "Oh, well, I'm sure from now on you'll be more careful." She didn't speak to me the rest of that day, and I am so glad. That was such a nice day. I didn't have to deal with any more bullcrap. Oh, yeah. Oh, my throat's getting so dry. I really need water. Let's see. What do I have anything? I've got a tea. I'm gonna drink that. Hang on, guys. That's pretty good tea. Me. Okay. Whoa, I was disappearing again. Okay. Let's see. What else do I need to hit on this list here? Um. Oh. Oh. Let me tell you a little bit more about her PTSD here from the other 4 girls. So, she's so scared that people are not doing their job, right? That when she goes to walk the animals, there's, the drive-through, right? Which is right behind us. And she will walk by that window and like stare us down to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and not like, you know, on Google or something or whatever. Like we're not doing our job. We are. We're doing our job. We're doing our job more than anybody else there because I mean, I got her caught up back from 20 freaking 12. Like what? Okay. Very annoying. Just there's why? Oh, please, animation job, find me so I don't have to deal with this crap anymore. Like it's so annoying to have more than one boss. Like or excuse me, or like a I'm starting to get the hiccups now. Hang on, let me hold my breath. Okay. Maybe maybe that stopped it. Okay. All right. I'm good now. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, no more hiccups. Okay. Um I done forgot what I was talking about now. God, am I getting old? I can't remember anything. Let me look back at my list. Oh yeah, they're okay. So they're also very like shush shush on the pay for different positions, right? So me and the other girl that does like the same stuff that I do, um, and then the one before her too. Uh, we've always been very open with each other about our things because, well, I mean, the job should be paying you the same if you're doing the same job as the other person, right? I mean, you're doing the same tasks, whatever. So, yeah, we've always been kind of open about that. We don't care, like, oh, you want to know what my bonus was? Sure, here you go. You want to know how much I'm getting paid per hour? Sure, here you go. Like, we're transparent with each other. We don't care. It's not like some big ordeal. Like, oh, you make an extra dollar? Oh, like, that's not, no. Um, okay, so they're very shush shush about it. So like, uh, and I think it's because the people that do the thing that I got trained to do, that I'm doing on top of everything else, but they only do that. I think they make quite a bit more, um, just because they're solely doing that. I don't understand why, because if I'm doing multiple positions, I should be getting paid more than that. But that's not the point. Um, well, that kind of is the point, but so like they're very hush hush about what they make. But me and the other girl, so like the one that was there before me, her and I were making the same at one point, but then they had given raises out, and they had given me a bigger raise than they gave her. And so when we were kind of comparing, um, that came about, and then she felt very unappreciated, and that's when she found a job working at something very, very different. She was working at a morgue. Um, she she apparently really liked it and wanted to go into it, but then after she got there, she was like, "I do not like the smell of this." Like the usually the cremation part, because she said that would just get stuck in your nose and you cannot get rid of it. Um, but yeah, so she kind of felt unappreciated because we both did do the same work, which I gotta be honest, I did fly through a lot more of those packets in a day than she did, but I didn't want her to feel too bad, so I honestly didn't tell her as big of a raise as what I got because I knew what she got because she told me first. And so she got like $1 or something, and I think I got like $2. But I think I said it was like it was like $1.50 or something. I don't know. Just because I didn't want her to feel bad. Because I mean she was doing a lot of work, but she was also dealing with like a 2-year old too at the time. And so anyway, and especially for bonuses, like when bonus came around, she got like I don't remember how much. It wasn't a lot. It was like $100 or something. And I think I got like the same bonus or like 200 maybe. I don't know. It was not a lot. And and it's on your paycheck, so tax deductible and whatever, all that crap where they steal half of it. And so this past go around with me and this new girl, we got our bonuses. This was the second bonus we got. So the first bonus, it was like 400, 300, 400, something like that. And well, this next one, I guess, we had both gotten the extra training to do that other position that all the other ladies had, right? Okay, and this kind of tells us what those other ladies were getting every year and makes it feel really shitty that they only gave me and that other girl like $100 or $200 that year. Um, because the bonus was $1,000, right? It's a better bonus, right? And it was to the point that the other girl, because like I said, we tell each other, there's transparency. There's like no, oh, I'm not going to tell you what I make because I'm scared or something. I don't know why people do that. Like, y'all want to know what I make? I'll tell you. I don't care. It's not enough, but I don't care. Um it was to the point that when she looked at it, like I think I was home on lunch or something when she looked at it, and she texted me and she's like, "Hey, what was your bonus? What did you get on this paycheck?" And I said it was more than last year. I said, "What? Why? Is something wrong with yours?" And just because I didn't, with it being 1,000 and like how they treated the other girl, and then they gave me like a little bit more. I didn't want to make her feel bad either if she only got like 100 like we did the previous year. And so I was kind of working my way around the bush, tiptoeing. And I was still gonna tell her how much I made, because her and I both rant and rave all the time about the inequality and whatever at the workplace. But so yeah, and if she hadn't, I probably would have treated her to like lunch or something with it one day. Like, there was a Japanese place. Like, I don't know. I'm nice like that. Like, I would have been like, hey, you want something? Like, I'll get you something. um, but yeah. So anyway, she messaged back. She's like, I think there was a typo on it. She's like, I think they added an extra zero. Like, that's how outlandish the previous one was. She thought they made a mistake. She thought that they just hit an extra zero, so it went from 100 to 1,000, and she was so worried that she couldn't cash the check. She's like, I don't want to cash this and then spend it and then have to pay it back. She's like, what did you get? I said, no, that's right. I said, I got the same thing. Don't worry about it. And see, at this point, we still didn't say any numbers yet, but we both knew because of the previous year, like the numbers each other was talking about. And I said, no, no, that's right. That's what I got too. I said, I think they did it because we got our extra training in, our license, whatever, for it. I said, I think that's why they did it. And she's like, so you got 1,000 too? It's like, yeah, I got 1,000. um, which doesn't end up being 1,000 after they take taxes and all that crap out. Which really sucks. It really, like, not just the money, but like everything really makes me miss working for the vet that I worked for, because she was so sweet. Like, you know how they say at a job, like, oh, we're all family here, oh, yeah, we're your family. No. Uh, no other job has really been like a family except for working with that vet. Because, okay, she was by herself. It was just her, me, and then these other two girls. And her husband had passed away. He was in the practice too. And he had passed away, so it's just her. She didn't have any kids of her own. Nothing like that. So we were like her children. Us three were like her children. And so every time there was a birthday, we would take, like, we staggered lunches, right? And so every time there was a birthday, we would take that 2-hour time slot that normally we'd stagger lunches in, and we would set up a table with like fun tablecloths and everything, and everybody would bring something. She'd usually make a dessert, like a cheesecake or some brownies, something like that. She'd bring it in. Everyone else would bring something, I don't know, snacky or whatever, and we'd all sit down and have our lunch together. Um, I just would. Oh, sorry guys, I think that was Discord. Um, And anyway, so we'd all have lunch together, and it was very nice. And we'd all get each other presents for our birthdays. And she would always get us presents too. Um, and uh, I just I just realized I'm not even in. Sorry. Hang on just a second. What what is going on? Um, I don't understand. What 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 is what is going on? Okay, hold on. um, what? Am I still in the I'm still in the channel, I guess. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Discord was being stupid for a second. Um, yeah, because I have that collabs channel open in case anybody wanted to join in and vent themselves today on anything. And it wasn't showing like I was in there. It was weird. I don't know. But, so, anyway. Gosh, okay. Alright. What was that? Oh, yeah. So, we'd all, like, get each other birthday presents and stuff, too. And she, let me tell you, like, it's not about the money. It's about the thought. But she literally spoiled us like we were her children. Like, every birthday, you got probably, like, just from her, probably at least $200, if not more, worth of, like, birthday presents. And I say presents with an S because, yes, she really put thought into what she was getting you, and she got you, like, different things she thought you would like. Like, for me, um, she had gotten, I don't remember if this was for birthday or for Christmas, because we did the same thing for Christmas. Except she also would give our Christmas bonus, and normally it'd be about like $500 worth of stuff along with this bonus, and this bonus was not on your pay stub. It was cold hard cash that was not taxed under the table, man. Well, technically she handed it over the table, but yeah. And it was usually like 400 or something cash. 4 or 500. But like it was so much nicer. It was so much nicer. But oh yeah, so like for my birthday or Christmas, I don't remember. So I got a really really nice teapot because or kettle, sorry, kettle. Because she loved tea and I love tea, and she was so shocked that I didn't have a kettle, that I had to boil the water in a pot on the stove or stick it in the microwave or something. And so she bought me a kettle, very very nice kettle too. I still use it. And she got me. She knows I love to draw and do art and stuff, so she got me a whole set of Arteza markers, like 50 some markers in like this carrying case thing. Probably more than 50 markers. To be honest, probably like 70, 80 some, 100. I don't know. It's that huge carrying case one that they have, and which is it's a pretty penny. Cause I was very curious because I was like, oh, this is like some name brand markers, man. Like, and they're dual sided. Like they were nice. So I kind of Googled it because I was curious. I was like, man, okay. Um, and she knows like I love Japanese things and I love sake. She bought me sake. Like my boss bought me sake, man. She bought me two or three different kinds, and it was good. Like it was some good sake. She knows she knows her alcohol, man. um, but like she knows I don't really like purses, so she found me like this little backpack bag, and it's designer. She always shopped designer stuff. Like I don't care designer or not, as long as it's comfy. I'll carry it, sure. But I hate carrying things. That's why they got the backpack. Because if I got a pocket, I'll stick it in there. If I don't have a pocket, and somebody's walking with me, I'll be like, "Hey, man, you got a pocket I can borrow?" Like, I don't like carrying things. Or like I'll get like a clip that goes on my hip or something, you know. But yeah, so she got me one of those, and just a whole bunch of stuff. Like she knew us. Like one of the other girls, she's into like horror and poems and books and stuff. And so she bought her she actually had me do some investigating for her to figure out which Stephen King books that this girl didn't have that she wanted. And so she got her a couple of those, and like she actually got to know us, like the outside of work us. Um and it was just really nice. I mean, we really did, like I thought we did, that we felt like a family. Like, I mean, it was to the point that like we were not on call. We were not like an on-call vet service. But it was to the point that like the doctor, she her goose, she had a goose, um was injured at like, I don't know, 11 at night or 3 in the morning. I don't know. It was like really, really late. And she was calling me to see if I could come in and help her. And I didn't see it for like an hour. And I responded, I was like, "Do you still need me? Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't see this. Like, I will come in. Like, I don't care. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. I will come in and I will help you, you know, figure out this bird issue, and we will get it done, you know." And we ended up fixing up her bird. Um, yeah, there we worked on a lot of different animals. There was a hedgehog named Sonic, of course. You know, I actually have some of his quills. Yeah, I don't know why. I wanted some, so I have hedgehog quills. A little snake. This lady would bring in some snakes, so I got to hold some. That was pretty cool. Um, yeah, we worked on lots of different animals. And like I was never formally trained as a vet tech. Like I was not licensed, but she trained me on the job, and I basically did everything that a vet tech could do, except for uh give certain uh give certain shots, vaccines, whatever, and surgery itself. Although I watched her do enough cat neuters that I could probably do that myself, because that is very, very easy. And let me tell you, if you are a very young and still tacky, I don't know how else to word this, uh, a very young and tacky kitten, it's even easier, because you just pull and snap. That's pretty much it. Like like not 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 exactly it. So please don't try that at home, because that will hurt a lot. Um but versus the other one where you have to actually like sew things up or tie things off. Yeah. Uh so yeah. But unfortunately that vet had passed away, so I had to find another job, and that's where I'm working in this office now. Because I was like, oh, well, let me find a job that's closer to home, so I'm not spending as much in gas, and yeah, look how that's worked out. Very stressful. Yeah, she was very nice to work for. I miss her. We had to we had to get everything situated with all the animals and stuff at the end, after she passed, and it was basically like volunteer at that point. Like, I think we got paid for some of it, because where I was like handling everything for her. I mean, I was doing like the vet tech stuff, the receptionist stuff. I was doing like scheduled drugs. I was her IT person. I was I was balancing her checkbook for QuickBooks or whatever for taxes. I was like helping with people's pay stubs and everything. Like I was her go-to for everything. And so the lady that ended up getting ownership of it, not really that, but I don't know the better word because she's not a vet herself. She was just like one of our clients that I guess it got left to. I don't know. And so she had me just go in there and like, fix everything up. So I had to try and calculate out about how many hours we would have put in so we could get paid for doing some of that stuff. But yeah, we had a lot to do. But at least the vet, she did get to go to New Orleans before she passed, which was something she really wanted to do. This was around like the COVID time, and she was very pro COVID vaccine, and this was the time when like a lot of companies were forcing you to take it or you were fired. Well, I am very not pro vaccine for COVID because it was still being tested and people were dying from it, and I'm like, I don't want to die, man. And so she was like, she would give her opinion. She'd be like, well, I think you should get it, but if you don't want to, that's your choice. She's like, that's fine, because that is a big decision. It is still in the testing phase and blah 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 blah. Well, like literally this guy came in and he said that him and his brother both got it, and then his brother passed away like a week later from COVID, from getting it, or from the vaccine or something. He passed away, and he was like, I'm not going back and getting that booster because I don't want that to happen to me. And I'm like, dude, I feel you. Like, I totally get it. And so anyway, she had just gotten her booster or something, so we don't know if it was from that or what. But there was some sort of like vet conference in New Orleans at the time, and she was telling us, she's like, oh, I've always wanted to go and I've never been, but she's like, but I'm needed here because I'm the only vet on staff, and blah blah blah. And me and the other girls, we looked at her and we're like, you know what, you go, we got this, we can do it. Like, you go and enjoy yourself, girl. Like, get out there. And let me tell you, she was like 70 something years old, and she's so little. And so, but yeah, we were like, you go do you. Like, we can handle this, because we did have one of us was a licensed vet tech. So, she still didn't want us doing any surgeries. But she's like, if they're just there for vaccines, like rabies, parvo, whatever, like, she's like, you guys can do that. Or, ear cleanings, nail trims, like simple stuff, haircuts, if they need like a bandage wrap or something, she was like, oh, yeah, I guess you guys got this, you can handle this, okay. She's like, I'll go. And she was getting all excited for her trip, and she went, and she stayed for the week, and she got sick while she was down there, and she had to go in the hospital, and she ended up having to stay another week in the hospital. So we had to do 2 weeks by ourselves, and which I ended up getting an extra week of vacation because the other girls were like, no, you stay, we got this. It was like last minute booking the hey, thanks for the raid. It was last minute booking the beach house, and so they were like, well, see if you can get off for that other week, if she's not back yet, see if the other girls can take over. And so we were all nice, I'm telling you, we were a family, like a legit family, man. And so they took over, and I got to stay for another week for vacation. And when I came back, the vet was still sick in the hospital, and they had her on a ventilator and everything, and like, no, never mind. She did come back. She came back for like a couple days, and then she went back into the hospital and was put on a ventilator because she went to go get like her heart checked or something, and as she walked into the building, she collapsed. They had to take her from there. And she had her dog out in the car, and we had to like hunt down her dog because we found out what happened, and we're like, oh my god, like the clinic's dog, because she was like our mascot. We're like, she's in the car and she's gonna overheat and die, and we need to get her. And so we had to hunt down this dog, and we found her at like a shelter like an hour or drive away or something. And so we had to take possession of her, make sure that she was taken care of along with all the other animals that the vet had, because she had let's see, she had all her geese, she had a donkey, she had like 15 freaking dogs, and I am not kidding. And so we had to even go to her house personally every single day while she was in the hospital to help take care of her animals. And then after she passed, we still had to do that for a little bit there until we could find homes for all of her animals. And we started with like some of our clients asking around, like, "Hey, do you guys want one of her animals? Like, we know how much you love animals. Please take some." And yeah, so we that was legit like the only job I worked at where we were like a family. Like we went out of our way for each other on our own time to do these things, and it was not a big deal. Like we wanted to do them because we cared about each other. Like it was nice. I miss that job. Even though we didn't get lunch all the time because we were so hectic and crazy to the point that I was on the phone with two people running around chasing a dog at some point. I would keep the phone in my pocket. And one of the cats, okay, so we had clinic animals that would run around. They were just like rescued, so to speak, kind of like at a pound or whatever. And so the doctor, she would bring in her dogs from home, and then we would have clinic cats that stayed there. Like we would set them up in this room. We had like 9, 10, I don't know, a lot of them. And we'd set them up in this room with a whole bunch of cat beds around and everything, and that's where we'd lock them in for the night. And then during the day, they would run all over the clinic. We'd set food and stuff out and whatever. And let me tell you, one time we were so busy, we literally had like, she was like, "Okay, well, you didn't bring lunch today. Okay, run out, go grab something, come right back. We need your help." So I ran out to Taco Bell, which was literally 2 minutes down the street, and I got a couple of soft shell tacos, Supremes, of course. And I come back and I open the taco. I take one bite out of it, and I set it down on this really high table, like it's up to your chest, like it's one of those high ones, and like counter tables, whatever. And I put it on there. I turn around for half a second to fill like a pill bottle for one of these animals, and I turn back around, and one of the clinic cats, the youngest, spunkiest one, is taken off with my taco. He just like bit it and ran, and there was like lettuce and tomato and everything going everywhere. Then just cheese flying, and he got it. He got my taco. I was so hungry. We all had a good laugh though, and so like there would be so many days you wouldn't get lunch. Like you'd work through lunch. You'd come there at like 7:30 in the morning. You wouldn't leave like normally until 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You wouldn't get lunch. You wouldn't get breaks. You were wrestling giant dogs all day that wanted to bite your face off because you're sticking a thermometer up their butt. Like, like I want to bite your face off too if you do that to me. But like you didn't get it, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. We didn't care. We loved the job. And like it was exhausting and tiring, but it was like physically exhausting and tiring. Like you slept well that night because you were up moving around, and your feet like hurt, but they didn't hurt because you were walking all day, running all day back and forth, and standing on them all day, but you were moving, so it didn't really hurt. And so I was worried because when I worked at Walmart, you're on the concrete floor for your whole shift, and your feet hurt, but you're standing still. And Walmart was my first job, so I didn't really know that that's kind of how that worked. Like, oh, you stand still all day, so yeah, your feet's gonna hurt. I was just thinking, oh, you're on the floor all day, on your feet all day, so it's gonna hurt. So when I got this opportunity to work at the vet, I worked both jobs for 6 months. I was exhausted. Like, I would work the vet from like 7:30 until like 5 or 6, and then my shift at Walmart would pick up from like 6:30 until like 11:30 or midnight. They were like shorter shifts. And then I'd go home, try to like eat and shower and sleep in all of like 6 hours, and then come back to work the next day and do it all again for 6 months, because that's how good of an employee I am. Okay? So I have really good work ethic because I gave Walmart a 6-month notice that I was going to leave, because I wanted to end my year being done with Walmart and then start the new year like, oh, fresh, you know, clean. I don't have to deal with Walmart anymore. It's 2020. I'm seeing clearly now, man. And so it was to the point that the manager at Walmart, she called me back to her office when she heard that I was quitting, and she said, "Please stay." She's like, "I don't want you to leave." She said, "If you really must go, just know that you always have a place here. You can always come back anytime you have a job. Like, you have job security here for life. Come back, please." And now, whenever I go to Walmart, they still like some of the like department managers, and her too, like the main manager. If they see me through the store, they're like, "Oh, hey, when are you coming back? Oh, you're coming into work today? No, sorry." But yeah. So anyway, I have really really good work ethic, right? Uh, so I gave 6 months notice, and I was working both jobs. And then when I finally got to work for the vet and realized, hey, I'm not standing on my feet all day. Sorry, I keep giving you guys this angry face. It's like glitching out on me. I'm like, oh, I don't have to stand on my feet all day. Well, I'm not actually tired. They don't actually hurt. So then I kind of learned, you know. But yeah, my current job though, apparently I have no work ethic at all. I like, she literally questioned my work ethic, and it ticked me off so much. Okay, so for me, my ethic comes in at first come first serve, right? So when I worked at the vet, I was doing karate at the same time, Okinawan Ryukyu Kempo, and so I I I have karate on Tuesdays, right? Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I have to be there at a certain time. And so when I came in for the interview for this job, this new one that I'm in right now, I was like, so I told them, I said, you know, I have karate on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30. Is that going to be a problem? Because if it was, like, I didn't tell her about it, like, if it was, I wasn't going to take the job because it's a prior commitment. You know, I have my priorities here, alright? And, so she was like, oh, no, the workday ends at 5. Like, there's no problem there. Not at all. Well, when they started being short-staffed in one of our other locations, and they kept sending me to that location, suddenly it became a problem, because I told her, I said, well, see, normally the one boss that likes to pay you for your time like you're supposed to, he would have me come into our office, clock in, he would give me gas, he'd fill up my tank, he'd give me gas money, he'd give me money for lunch, and then he'd say, okay, well, you go, and then an hour beforehand, you drive back to this office, and then you clock out here, right? Okay, so that would have been no problem. So I did several days of that, and that was no issue. But then she tried to swoop in and was like, well, no, you need to go to that office first and then clock in. She wasn't giving me any gas money. No money for lunch. Like, the lunch thing I didn't really mind, because if I know ahead of time, that's fine. But if you're, like, telling me last minute, then yeah, please give me some lunch money, because normally I don't pack my lunch. But, like, because normally I go home for lunch, you know, and eat something cheap, because don't make a lot of money. I'm not rich, folks. But, so she was like, oh no, you need to go to that office first, and then clock in, and then you need to clock out there at 5 o'clock, and then drive back. And I was like, well, that's not gonna work, because I have karate. Oh. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Am I louder? Hello? Can you hear me? Am I still quiet? Hello, hello, hello. Konnichiwa. Hola. Aloha. Yes? No? Is it better? You're leaving me in the dark. Why? Why is it still low? Okay. Um. 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 Is this any better? Can you hear me better now? Am I louder? Or is it still the same? Why am I so quiet? Okay, let me see if I can turn it up. Hang on. Properties. That does not. I can't make it go more than 100? Okay. Hang on. I got this. I got this, man. Oh, it's good now? Okay. I don't know what was going on then. Okay. So let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. So she was like, "Oh no, you have to go there and clock in and, clock out and then drive back. Spend your time driving back." Oh. My bad. I hope it's not delayed too much though. I mean, I have been streaming for a little while now. Um my laptop is a little warm, so but it'll be all right. Uh so yeah, so she was like, you have to clock out there and then drive back. So like I have to waste my time because they're short staffed at another location, even though in my job description it was Richlands. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You don't know what state I'm in. Don't confide me, please. um uh okay, so crap. All right. So, in my defense, it was the town that place is in, and not this other one that's like another half an hour to an hour drive away, and so I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, so that was my defense, and in my job description, it did not say that. Okay, it did not, and I don't mind going to the other one and helping out when I'm getting paid for my inconvenience, and I'm asked nicely. Okay, I'm not expected to. I'm asked nicely because it was not in my job description, and so I was like, well, that's not gonna work because I have karate at 5 o'clock, so I need to be back here by 5. And she did not like that. And she was like, well, I think you need to get your priorities straight. Your work ethic is lacking, blah, 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 blah. And she said this in an email to me. Like, she couldn't come and tell me to my face. And I was just like, I just responded with the email with so much pettiness. Like I was trying to be nice, but it was like nice petty, like the as per my previous email, you know. And so I was like, well, when I originally applied for this job, you knew that I have karate on Thursdays. You knew it's at 5 o'clock. It was already agreed upon. I am working in this office. I am doing this to help you out. Like this is really not word for word or the way that I said it, because I don't remember. It's been a while now. Because after this little incident, they had me go a couple times, but now they're having the other girl who lives in that area to go there instead because it's more convenient for her. And that's the one she wanted to work at anyway when she originally applied, but they had no openings. Um, so yeah. Oh yeah, so when he found out that she had not done anything for my time or whatever, um, he corrected the pay stub. He went back in there behind her and gave me my drive time as well as like gas money. He had me fill up my car twice, and my car is a V8. It takes some gas, man. So they, yeah, he he's nice to work for. He'll make sure to pay you for your time. He will thank you as you're leaving. He'll be like, "Thanks for your work today." You know, like it's nice. Like that's what the vet did a lot. She used to thank us for working, even if it was like, even if we only came in for like an hour. She was like, "Thank you. I appreciate you." You know, appreciation. It's nice. Can we have it, please? Can it be normalized? Can everything not just be a paycheck? Can we have appreciation? Not, and I'm not talking like, "Oh yeah, we have a pizza party planned for you. Yay." No. Like actual genuine appreciation. Like not just some standard, "Oh, this will get HR off my back," you know? No. I don't understand it. I wish that I already owned my own animation studio so I could be the manager and show everyone what a good work environment really is. Because whenever I'm able to actually have my own studio, I don't care how big it ever gets, it really will be like a family. Like it will be like how it was when I worked at the vet. We will have like parties for people's birthdays and Christmas and other holidays, like, you know, Hanukkah, whatever, it doesn't matter. And we will actually get more than 2 weeks paid vacation. You will be valued. Like, I don't know. It's just, the world is just not the world, but the United States. They don't appreciate their employees. It's really sad. And like health stuff should be free. Like you should have health, vision, dental, even like mental health nowadays. Like when I own my own studio, even massages are going to be like on the company. Like yeah, you get a monthly massage just for your physical and mental health. Like you're sitting at a desk all day, you've got stressors of life. Just relax, man. Relax. Because when your employee can put their best foot forward because they feel their best, they feel valued, your company will thrive. And people don't understand that. Oh, well, I've veered off quite a bit. Okay, let me check my ranting list here and see if I've hit everything. Oh, here was another thing. So, when she's gone, one of the things she has me do is go on the site and do something that normally she's supposed to do, right? But while she's gone, somebody else has to do it. Well, they know I do a lot of stuff. So there's like, "Oh, we'll just add one more thing to her plate. Why not?" And so originally it was said, "Okay, well, if this lady over here doesn't do it, then I will need you to do it." Right? Okay. So me and this lady that was supposed to be doing it, we kind of had this agreement. This lady has been working here longer than the people that own the company. And we kind of had this agreement like, "Oh, we'll both go in there and do it throughout the day." Because, it happens more than once a day, this thing. And, like, we'll go in there and do it, throughout the day. And, together we should be able to get them all, right? And, so, these were a couple of really busy days. Well, there was also a weekend. Well, these things time out that you have to go in and do after, like, 24 hours, right? Or 48 hours or something. And I think it's 48 hours because I think it's like the length of a weekend. Well, if they go in late Friday when we're gone and, put this thing in there and then it comes Monday and it times out because we don't get it within the first hour that we're here, like it disappears. And so we missed one. One. Okay? And when she came back, she was like, "Oh, well, obviously this job is too much for you. You can't do this task anymore, because you missed one, and we're getting fussed at now because we have to get these in, or it's like a waste of money or something." And let me tell you, these things are just, it's just people going online, just trying to get like a good estimate on certain things, right? Okay. Now I know I haven't told you the job, but if you're in Discord, you know, or if you're smart enough, you can put together these pieces and figure it out, I'm sure. But, so, it's just people going in online and, you know, putting in that they, oh, yeah, I want this and that, and, you know, well, they're just trying to get like an estimate. They really don't want you to call them. They don't want that. If they did, they would have called you to begin with. And so, anyway, she was like reaming me out for this, and then I'm like thinking to myself, because I'm not the argumentative type. I'm not really gonna argue back at you. You know, if you're paying my paycheck, like we can come to an agreement. Like I gotta get to know your vibe of what kind of boss you are. Like at the vet, I could come to her and I could tell her things straight up. She didn't care because we were real with each other, and it made the environment so much nicer. But yeah, so anyway, she was like, "Oh yeah, you can't seem to handle this job, so I don't want you touching it anymore. Like, don't do this anymore." And I'm like, "Okay, like whatever." So the next time she left it on the other girl, and before she left, she told the other girl, she said, "I want you to start doing this because it seems to be too much for her," and she said, "So I'm gonna print you off directions on how to do this." Guess what? She never did. And the girl, she's petty. She was like, which I don't blame her. I would have done the same thing. Like shit. She was like, she said, if she doesn't print me off directions, I'm not gonna do it. Because she told me she was going to, and if she doesn't do it, I'm not responsible. So I'm like, I totally agree with you. And so she never printed her off directions. So she never did it. And the other lady was stuck doing it, and the other lady asked me to do it, and I said, well, she doesn't want me doing it. And so the one lady got stuck doing it by herself that go around. Well, the next go around, she asked me to do it again. She didn't even ask the other lady. She just wanted just me to do it. And I was just like, just thinking to myself, like, you are such a hypocrite. Like, make up your mind. Seriously. So, yeah, I just. Why? I don't understand people. I don't know if that made any sense to you guys or not. uh, and another thing with our cash drawers. So apparently, before me and this other girl started, the drawers were always short, right? So, the drawers are supposed to start with like $300, and they were always short, so they always started with like 240, 230, I don't know, something like that. And so you'd think new people she'd started over at 300. No, no. So we have to keep track of the previous people from like 3 years ago, uh, where they shorted the drawer. We have to keep track of all that. And so apparently the drawers kept getting short again somehow for me and this new girl. And let me tell you, this other girl, she used to work at a bank. I'm sure she's good with money. Me, I used to work at Walmart and would figure out and give the people their change before the register would figure it out and tell me what to give them. Like, I am good with math, and my drawer would never be over or under, and the people that would go around and count the drawers that were like above us, they would have me go with them to count the drawers. And like there was never a problem with my drawer. There was never a problem with my drawer when I worked with two other people and we shared the same drawer at the vet. There was never a problem, right? So I know it's not me. I know it's not the other girl, because like I said, she used to work at a bank. So I mean, she said once in a blue moon she might have something, but she would figure out where it came from, and fix it. Well, so anyway, things kept being gone from the drawers, so we also have to count our drawers twice a day now, too. Come find out, exactly as I thought, it was her whenever she would count our drawers. She would be dropping money. She would be like dropping dimes and nickels and quarters and crap all over the place. and she'd pick them up and think she picked up the right ones, and she'd put them in other drawers. She wouldn't even put it in the right drawer. And it was to the point that, like, I got tired of asking her if she dropped money, and I would literally just go back there and look in her floor and be like, oh, yeah, here's the 7 cents you're missing, to the other girl. Or I'd be like, oh, well, here's my 50 cents that my drawer was short. she wants to blame us for it. And so, like, we'll count our drawer before she takes it, and then when she takes it to do the deposit, she'll bring it back, and then, like, petty me, I will just count the drawer again, and if it's off, I'll go to her and say, hey, I haven't had any payments, but you just counted my drawer, and now I'm off by $2.05. Like, I need my money. Like, I'm not gonna be yelled at for something that you did. You want to fuss at me? I'm not gonna be yelled at for that. No. You want to be nice and civil about it and think, oh, well, maybe you didn't do it, it's not your fault, then fine. I won't fuss at you. But you want to accuse me, and it's something you did, and you don't even know, you have no solid proof, no evidence that I did it, and you're, like, trying to call me a thief? For, like, 50 cents? Like, what the No! I mean, I'm not gonna be a thief for any amount, but let alone 50 cents? Like, shit. I don't know. I don't understand people. I really don't. Okay. Let's see. Here's another thing. So, good work ethic. You're not supposed to be on your phone, right? Well, yeah, you're in shock. Yeah, I understand. And, so, you're not supposed to be on your phone. Okay, well, that's common sense, but, like, we're adults, we're not children in school, so I'm sure if we're on our phone, it's for something, like, necessary, like, oh, the school got canceled, so we have to go pick up a kid, or, my husband just hit his head and has to go to the hospital, like, I don't know, like, it would be normal people problems, right? And, so, if this one girl, if she's on her phone, looking at, like, Facebook or videos, talking with her kids about, like, ball games, whatever, literally on the phone, like, calling or texting, doesn't matter, nothing ever gets said. If me or the other girl is on our phone, it's like, oh, what are you doing? I hope that's work-related. And, like, the first time she ever came and seen me do it, like, I was messaging her husband on something for something that he wanted me to look up and, figure out a price for, and I was texting it to him because he's driving between offices, he can't be on the phone, so that way whenever he got there, he had it, and didn't know what office he was going to, and, she was like, is that work-related? I hope so. You need to put that away. And I just looked at her, I said, I'm messaging him what he asked me to. Like, I am doing work on my own personal phone for you. You're welcome. Like, I was not that mean, but still, you get the point. Like, and speaking of personal phones, each of these sites that we have to go to for work requires, like, two-factor authentication crap, and so normally what most people in the office do have it sent to their phone with, like, these apps or whatever, like, for these codes, and it's not just like a text, it's like an app. And so for mine, I had it set to my work email or my work computer, like a little app on the computer. And she's like, oh no, you need to get the app on your phone, do like everybody else, follow the crowd. And I'm like, no, like, I'm not putting extra crap on my phone that I don't need, and then it would force me to have my phone with me when I don't always have to have my phone with me. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, you want me to put this app on my phone, you buy me a work phone. You buy me a work phone, and I'll put whatever the hell you want me to put on it. And we'll be fine with that. And, so, yeah, so it annoyed her, too, because then I couldn't get into, like, my email at the other office, so I'd have to call the one chick and have her forward it over, which she would do anyway, but, like, apparently that one phone call just annoys her. or something. I don't know. I don't get people. Okay. I think I finally got through majority, like 90% of this venting list. uh my mouth is now so dry from all this talking. Do y'all have anything you want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk for a minute? uh Well, that's not really talking. Blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Alright. Blah 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 blah. I get it. Nice talking. Okay. I'm very tired now. I feel like I've vented a lot. Yay! Yes, please show, please show. Yo, if you finish it soon and you don't mind, I can always show it on stream too. Like I can pull up I think I can anyway. I can pull up the Discord and have it in like a window and show it. Oh, my mouth is so dry now. It's too much talking. I'm so tired. So how was your all's Monday? Has it been a Monday? Or, like, I wish we had longer weekends. See, that would be another thing, you know, whenever I own my own animation studio, it would not be by the hour specific work days. It would be work when you want. It'd be a mix. You could either do remote, you could go remote and in office, you can come in the studio, whatever, not office. To hell with the office. And it would be salaried. It would be like, oh, we've got you're gonna have this salary, we're gonna do this many projects, let's get it done. Like, if you can get all your work done in 2 days and take somebody else a week, well, that's their problem. Like, people work better when you do it like that. Like, they don't have to waste your time and you don't have to waste their time. You didn't work, you lucky dog. Why? I wish I didn't have to work today. I should have just, when they sent me home to change, I should have just stayed home. Honestly, like, I thought about it. I was like, man, I should just be petty and be like, oh, I'm still sick. Yeah, bye. Man, I hate working in an office. Ugh, I'm so tired. Yours was a typical Monday. Yeah, same. Same. I feel like Garfield right now. Like, I hate Mondays. I'm so tired. Oh man. My only help for tomorrow just messaged me and said that she's not gonna be able to come in. It's gonna be just me. Why? Why? Here we go again, guys. Here we go again. Oh, you said it. Okay, that's what the doot was. Oh, it's been dedoing me because I took it off of streamer mode for Discord. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, well let me see if I can get it pulled up. Do 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 do. Oh, somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. I love that song. Okie dokie. Oh, I can open it up in a browser and then it'll show bigger. Let's see. Okay. Let me figure out how to set this up really quick. I need a capture specific window. Okay. Well, that's not what I want. Okay, hang on. Oh, why do I look like that? There we go. Oh, cause I pushed a number. Okay, browser. I'm so tired. Okay. Alright, so well, where did it go? There it is. Alright, so we got this one here, which shows your planning, it looks like. Here, let's do it like this. There we go. Yeah, I have to use those 3D models too, cause perspective is a bitch. It's really rough. I mean, like if you draw the lines and stuff, like it's not bad, but it takes so much time. This is so much easier. And let me hold on. Let me show the one without the models. So we can see kind of what you've done with it here. There we go. Let's see, how much more can I zoom in? That's about as big as it lets me get it. Okay. That's looking pretty good though. I like, oh, maybe I can zoom in on the web browser. I'm smart. Look at that, man. Oh, it didn't zoom in. I'm not smart. Okay, well, it zoomed in on the web browser, but not here. That's kind of, that's lame. Let's see, maybe I can still, I can. Okay, hang on. Here we go. We'll make it really big. Bam! How's that? Now that does look really good though. The clothes look good. Man, I gotta work on drawing clothes. Clothes are like all the ruffles and folds and stuff in them. I would definitely need some references for that. I'm so tired. Alright. Well, yeah, I gotta bounce myself. Oh, you had to bounce from any references? I thought you meant you had to bounce from the stream. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah, see, and it's so hard too with the references because a lot of times you need to find a reference of like that specific angle or that specific bend for like bleh, clothing folds to really get what you want. And that's do you use Pinterest? Like a lot of people will um make like those I don't even know what you call them, the boards or something where it's got like a whole bunch of different pictures and then you can see them all at once. I don't do it myself. Honestly, I do it the hard way. I just find a whole bunch of reference pictures and just kind of like you said bounce between them. Or like I'll take my own reference cuz with animation I've been learning to take my own reference a lot more lately. And it actually really does help. Like I use Clip Studio Paint to take my video reference and I will export it as like an image sequence so that way it goes frame by frame and it really really helps. It's really cool. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, see if you get different angles, you can kind of let your brain work out like, "Oh, well, if this is like that, then that means for this pose it should be like that." So, that's helpful too. Yeah, I use Pinterest to like to um just to like find things. Honestly, I don't think I've really saved anything on there in a very long time. I just kind of go through and I'll save it on like my Google picture thing. Like you can like save pictures. Um I don't know what you call it. But yeah. Okay. Well, I am very tired and I've done a lot of ranting and raving today. And my throat is kind of dry now because I've been talking for over 2 hours straight at like what feels like 90 miles an hour. There's one reference, it's mostly the same angle, so that helped lots. Oh, hey, that's good. That's good. That it's so amazing once you find like that one that's like, oh, this is the exact pose that I've been wanting to draw, and it helps. Like I get excited like if I find a picture or a video that's like almost exactly like what I've been looking for or trying to make or do, and I'm like, yay! Now I have actual reference. And it's not just in my imagination, and I'm trying to rack my brain on how to do this and put it on paper or, move it around. Like, I can physically see it. It's really nice. Yeah. Good night. Yeah, I've been trying to call it quits for like 3 times now. So, uh, well, it was fun ranting and raving with you guys. And I don't know why, but I had like an automatic message thing that was supposed to pop up, um, letting you all know that you can come into Discord and rant and rave with me about stuff if you wanted, or that would bring up my marshmallow page so you guys could anonymously complain about stuff that's just been eating away at you, and I could just rave about it for you. Um, but I don't know why it didn't work. So yeah, sorry about that. But it's been fun. So thanks a lot, guys. I feel a lot better now. Um, minus my throat being dry from all this talking. But yeah, it was fun. And hopefully we will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming, and enjoy your Monday or Tuesday if you're on the other side of the world. Um, bye.